Yesterday I promised you something wholesome, so here it is. In the first video I said I was going to share some deep lore with you, and today's the day. I'm not heavily tattooed, but the backstories for the ones I have are pretty interesting, at least for me, so I hope you'll like them too. My first tattoo was this finiunt conventi script in August 2015. It's a satirical take on the popular trend of wholesome script tattoos on the wrist, upside down of course. The script itself is an exact copy of an 11th century manuscript, one of the two surviving exemplars of the conventum, a short narrative about a lord-vassal relationship from the latter's point of view, which makes it unique and crucial for understanding how 11th century French society worked. It's a text I've done extensive work on since 2012, and a few years after getting this tattoo I published the Hungarian translation. My second tattoo was this eye with the teardrop in October 2017. It was a flash that I came across at the right time. Without saying too much, I associate it with grief and healing. My first big project was this burning castle in July 2020. I've always been fascinated with fire, and a lot of stories that I deal with in my research involve burning down buildings, mostly castles. One of the basic guiding principles of 11th century conflict resolution is, when in doubt, set something on fire, which is sometimes narrated in a very placid, matter-of-fact style, and that makes it extremely funny, although of course it's terrible at the same time. I have this blackberry branch underneath because the castle hill of Lusignan is full of blackberry bushes, and the day I visited Lusignan was one of the best days of my life. Hugh IV of Lusignan is, by the way, one of the main characters in the conventum. I sat for 5 hours and got very bad tattoo flu the next day. I got this palm tree in November 2020 to commemorate the 2 months when I was living in Sanary-sur-Mer, a 1-minute walk away from the old port, and I would take a walk from the lighthouse to the end of the beach in Sifour every day. I was there from mid-October to mid-December, so I associate palm trees in fall and winter weather with Sanary and Sifour. I got this rose a few days later. It's a classic theme that's also something that reminds me of very specific, important things and moments in my life. For example, my favorite novel, The Name of the Rose, or The White Rose of York from those years when my entire life revolved around Shakespeare and the Wars of the Roses. This is my grandparents' house in Bihar-Keresztes that I got tattooed in June 2021. My grandpa was a mason and he planned and built this house specifically for the family. I loved spending time there, especially in the summer, and it was my dream house, but we had to sell it after my grandparents died. By having it tattooed on me, I can keep it forever in a way, and remember the good old times. These 3 lines are a flash I got as a gap filler in March 2022 at a feminist event. It's literally just to fill this empty space, but maybe later on it will remind me of my friends from the Union. My only certain plan for the future is the second half of my medieval upper sleeve. I'll try to keep my tattoos thematically separated. For example, my right arm is for the early medieval project, my left side in general is for memorial tattoos, let's call them that, my leg is for places, and my arm is for more abstract concepts. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can find the artists' names and Instagram accounts in the description. See you tomorrow.